to start to say Shane was my second born. He was my middle child. He had a big heart, a one-of-a-kind crooked smile. But anybody that grew up around him in the Gardner-Edgerton School District, I think the words that would come to mind would be maybe just a tad bit honored. He lived life to the fullest. Shane never turned down a dare. Never met a stranger.
Sorry, that was mine.
Thank you. I would say he had a daredevil personality. Never turned down a dare. And there's things that I have since learned since he was taken from me, the things that his brothers have shared that they did that I probably wished I never, I'm glad I didn't know, let's say that. But he lived life to the fullest. His brothers, Justin and Kyle, they had the best, I would say that they were the best friends. The three of them were known as the Austin Boys. Here come the Austin Boys. And that was the reputation they had through high school and just through the community. Shane did live his dream. His dream was to join the military, to be an Army man. He played Army boy from the first time he could find a pair of Army boots to put on. That was his dream. He graduated boot camp Mother's Day weekend 2006, left for Germany June 12, 2006. It was October 8th, 2006, that I got the knock on the door with the 5 words, "We regret to inform you." These words changed my life and our family's life forever. But once I realized that on this journey, there was nothing I could do to change this journey. I could get in this black hole and never come out, or I could continue his legacy, and that's what I chose to do. I'm thankful for the 19 years that I had with Shane. I do believe when he went to heaven, I strongly believe that they talked, and the gift Shane gave me was his strength so I could carry on and live his journey. It was October 8th, 2006 that I became a Gold Star mother. Gold Star, for those that may not know, when you lose a loved one by serving our country, you automatically become a Gold Star, in my case, mother. And Justin and Kyle's case, it was brother, and in Shane's dad's case, it was his dad became a Gold Star dad. This is something that we have to live with, and we just decide to make the best of it. Then, as a Gold Star mother, I decided to join the organization American Gold Star Mothers, which is a national organization. We have a Department of Kansas, and then within Kansas, we have several chapters. This is just something that I do just to carry on Shane's legacy. I do have several photos of him, or a couple of photos in his medals, and then some information about Shane. I do want to say that Shane, there is a highway in Edgerton where he grew up. A portion of the Highway 56 is named after Shane. The memories live on. I'm in contact with all Shane's battle buddies. There's actually, and I left it out in the car, one of Shane's battle buddies, James, became a sheriff in Florida, and he named his canine dog after Shane. So there's a canine Shane dog in Florida. So yeah, and I actually, on convention at the end of June, I actually got to meet canine Shane, which was extremely awesome. And when we left, the dog, he wanted to play ball the whole time I was there, but when I left, I don't know if this is in my imagination or not, but he did come and gave me a doggy hug, kind of leaned into me deeply, which I'm still trying to process that a little bit. And I need to kind of back up. One thing, Shane called me October 7th. I was at work at Aldi Warehouse, and Shane gave me a call, let me know he was doing okay. When this happens, I always called my mom, and I said, "Mom, heard from Shane, he's doing fine today." She got very quiet, and it's like, "What's wrong, Mom?" She goes, "Well, I saw him today. I was on my way to a meeting, and he was walking down Leavenworth Road." I was like, "Well, Mom, he's in Iraq." And she said, "I know, but that was him." She said, "I turned my vehicle around, and he was gone." Then the next day is when I get the knock on the door. What I can say is through this journey, I've met great people. I remain strong. I meet great people that just want to honor our veterans, and that's the best thing we can do. I've had people ask me, what can we do for you? Or one thing we don't want is sympathy. We do not want anyone to feel sorry for us, because that's not going to get us anywhere. Just a simple thank you to a veteran, or giving your time, sit and listen to a veteran and their story, help their family, care packages. Just, there's so much that we can do for them working as a group together. And as an American Gold Star mother, nationally, we have joined with Wreaths Across America nationally. And we also have done it locally. We take care of our chapter of American Gold Star Mothers, work alongside with Leavenworth National. Michelle Seavey is our coordinator. So it's just about working together. And that is one thing. I'm going to introduce you to Michelle, but I do want to say that from all of Shane's pictures, from Kuwait to Iraq to boot camp to everything, he's doing this, like keep rocking. So, like rock your life every day. And that's all we can do. However we can help a veteran or their family or someone currently serving, just thank you or in any way. So I will now introduce you to Michelle, who is our Leavenworth National Coordinator for Wreaths Across America. She does a great job, and she will also give you information on how you can help honor our veterans. Thank you.
We're going to kind of move in here because I have a PowerPoint and a short video to show you.
And the lady following her has.
Trying to figure out where to hold this. As Debbie said, my name is Michelle Seavey. I am the location coordinator for Wreaths Across America for Leavenworth National Cemetery. Wreaths Across America started in 1992 when a wreath maker, Morrow Wooster, had 5,000 wreaths left over, and he didn't want to get rid of them. So he very quietly got permission to lay them in Arlington. And he did it very quietly. And it was something that really moved him, and it was a family-run business. So every year, they just added more and more at the end of their production so that they could cover more and more headstones in Arlington. And this continued until 2005, when an Air Force photographer on his way to the Pentagon cut through the cemetery and took this photo of the headstones covered with snow and with the wreaths. He shared it on social media and it went viral. People started sending money to Morrill, who as a private company couldn't take it, so he'd return it, and it just kept coming because people wanted to help. That started Wreaths Across America as a nonprofit organization. There's a saying that a person dies twice. The first time is when they take their last breath, and the last time is when their name is spoken out loud for the last time. So the motto of Wreaths Across America is remember, honor, and teach. Remember the fallen, honor those serving and their families, and teach the future generation the cost of freedom. On Wreath Day, that takes a different meaning. We honor, first we have a short ceremony, and then we go out to the sections. We say that veteran's name out loud. That's how we remember them. We thank them for their service. We place the wreath so that it does not cover their name. And then we take photos and we research that veteran and we share that information on social media so that veteran is not forgotten. When this was taken in 2005, we started with 5,000 wreaths. In 2017, it was 1.5 million wreaths that were laid over 1,400 cemeteries across the United States. Last year, we laid 2.4 million wreaths across 3,100 cemeteries, including the American cemeteries in Normandy and Luxembourg. Morrill's goal is to honor every veteran across the United States at sea and abroad. You don't have to be a national cemetery to be part of Wreaths Across America. Any cemetery that has a veteran laid to rest in it can participate in Wreaths Across America. For us, we've partnered with local organizations here in Leavenworth. So we have our wreaths delivered to Studdards, and I don't know why this is auto going, so we're gonna back this up. They get our wreaths on Wednesday. They divide them up into their own trucks, and then on Wreath Day, which is always the third Saturday in December, we have a caravan that is escorted from Studdard Moving and Storage into Leavenworth National. We have rider organizations from Gardner, from Overland Park, from here from Leavenworth, that will come and help us escort our wreaths in. And these are just some of the photos from last year. We have over 36,000 laid to rest at Leavenworth National. And that grows every single day because we are an active cemetery. We get, in order to honor our veterans, the only way to guarantee your loved one gets a wreath is to do a grave-specific request, because our best year we've only gotten 7,000 wreaths sponsored. So we get between 300 and 400 grave-specific requests a year. And we got smart 2 years ago and started a drive-through process. So the people doing the grave-specific requests can stay in their car, pull up, get their wreath, and then go on and lay them at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then can come back for the ceremony at 11 and then help lay the general wreaths. And we have to rotate the sections each year because we don't get enough to fill the cemetery. So our escorts also help unload the boxes of wreaths that we get. And then our section leads, we actually got from the National Guard. We decided to go all active duty for our support at our location. And you'd be amazed at how people can think they can just walk up and pick up a box of wreath and take it to wherever they want to take it to lay them. So we actually took what Arlington does, and they have an active duty military hand out each wreath individually so that they get laid in the sections that they're supposed to get laid. Nobody argues with a military person. They ran over the kids. We had junior ROTC one year, active section leads, and we said, we're never gonna put you in that situation again, because they couldn't tell an adult no. So as part of our ceremony, this is Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Van Kirk. He's been our MC for the last couple of years, and he'll be getting ready to leave. This will be his last year, and the rule is, before you leave, you have to find a replacement. And then we have the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club do our honor guard, or excuse me, thank you, color guard. I'm going blank tonight. We get around 1,200 volunteers that come out, no matter what the weather is. And if you've been to Leavenworth National, you know it's very windy and can be very cold in December. And we had some hardy people this last year because you can see them all bundled up. One of the special things that we've done is, part of the ceremony is each branch of the military lays their own, or presents their own wreath. And so we've been honored with the college being here. We have pretty good access to the different branches, with the exception of the Coast Guard. Till we found out there's a Coast Guard station in Topeka. Never would have thought about a Coast Guard station in Topeka, but that's where they process their payroll. So now we have as many Coast Guard people as we need to get a hold of for our ceremonies. We always have taps played, and we always have Amazing Grace. Before I started, the ceremony lasted somewhere 45 minutes to an hour. There were guest speakers, and you were frozen by the time it was time to actually lay wreaths. When we formed a committee and took over in 2018, we cut that ceremony down to 16 minutes, got rid of all guest speakers, And we did what we were there to do, and that was honor the men and women that are laid to rest there, not listen to people give speeches. This is a family-friendly event. Like we said, teach is a big part of this. We want the young people to understand the cost of freedom. So you will see all age groups coming out and helping. We have a theme every year. This year it's Find a Way to Serve. And one of the things that I want to show you is a short video that shows you what a veteran's wreath is. This is not a Christmas wreath. This is not a holiday wreath. This is what's called a veteran's wreath. Each bouquet represents a different part of the veteran's life. And the best person to tell you about this is the actual grandson of the founder, and he's going to explain it to you, and I'm going to try and hold the mic by the speaker so that you can hear it.
Ask yourself, where would I be? What would my life be like? Was it not for our veterans who have stepped up for all of us, time and time again over the course of our nation's history? Hello, I am Miles Worcester. My grandfather is Merle Worcester. He is the founder of Wreaths across America, and he says he is just a wreath maker from Maine. He has been asked countless times, what is a veteran's wreath, and why do we place wreaths on veterans' graves? A veteran's wreath is made of 10 bouquets. Each bouquet describes a veteran. The first bouquet stands for a veteran's belief in greater good. The second bouquet stands for their love for one another. The third bouquet stands for a veteran's strength, work ethic, and character. The fourth bouquet stands for a veteran's honesty and integrity. The fifth bouquet stands for a veteran's humility, selflessness, and modesty. The sixth bouquet stands for a veteran's ambitions and aspirations. The seventh bouquet stands for a veteran's optimism for their fellow Americans and for our country. The eighth bouquet stands for the veteran's concern for the future and for future generations. The ninth bouquet stands for a veteran's pride to carry out their duties. The 10th bouquet, and final bouquet, stands for the veteran's hopes and dreams that didn't always come true, but left with no regrets. Now this wreath, made with 10 bouquets, is a symbol of honor, respect, and victory. It is made from evergreens, which symbolizes longevity and endurance. The circular shape symbolizes eternity and has no beginning and no end. Its clean forest scent symbolizes purity and simplicity. Its red bow symbolizes great sacrifice. This year, when you place a wreath on a veteran's grave, you know it's not just a wreath, it's a personal gift to an American hero. And you will swell with pride knowing you've done something very, very special. God bless our veterans, and God bless America.
So the gentleman that you saw putting the wreaths together, that's Morrow. That's who started this foundation. And I can't wait. I actually get to meet him. I'm going up to headquarters, and that forest that you saw is Wreaths Across America headquarters. That is where every single wreath comes from. So when we said we laid 2.4 million wreaths last year, they all came from there. They were shipped through trucks, through volunteer drivers and volunteer companies that donated their time and vehicles and gas and took those wreaths from Maine and distributed them to all the different cemeteries across the United States. I have some flyers here that I'll leave. This has the information about this year. December 17th is Wreath Day. It has the information on how to sponsor wreaths. The wreaths are $15 a piece and they're tax deductible. And if you have a loved one laid to rest, there's instructions on how to do grave-specific requests on here because that's the #1 question I get. And then my contact information is on the back if you have any questions. Thank you.
can't beat that. Oh.
Is it on?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
can't beat that show. Either of those presenters is much more interesting than me, but I do have some information I want to share with you all, and that also you can share with other veterans. I work for the VA. My name is Shelley Sweeney. I work for the VA healthcare system, and I cover all of eastern Kansas and northwest Missouri. But that doesn't mean I can't help you if you live elsewhere. But what I want to tell you tonight is simply this. So if I don't know you, that's okay. If you're a veteran or surviving spouse of a veteran, if you are not enrolled in VA healthcare and you want to find out about VA healthcare, I'm here tonight and I'm easy to get a hold of too. Russ knows how to get a hold of me and Jack does too. But if you're a veteran and you are eligible for VA healthcare, one of my main jobs and goals is to get you enrolled if you want to. The VA can maybe help save you some money. You certainly earned it if you're a veteran. I myself am a veteran, and I get my health care at the VA in Topeka. That's where I go. That's where I'm stationed now. And every VA clinic is a little different, but if you want to find out about it, you certainly can give me a shout tonight, take my card, call me later, whatever. The other thing I'll tell you is this. So every veteran I know, including me, none of us can hear anything, right? We're all half deaf. That's the first VA disability claim any of us should file, right? But there's almost always some other health condition or exposure or illness that you might be struggling with that you may not be tracking back to your service, but it may well be connected to your service. So what I'm going to say to you is, any veteran who has some issue, not just hearing, but other conditions and illnesses that may be tracked back to your service, I urge you to contact a veteran service representative and talk to them about filing it. We call it a VA disability claim. It's just workers' comp. It's workers' comp. And it gets you VA health care, but it also gets you compensation. And I submit to you, I don't know why veterans are so stubborn, I guess, but we are. But if it was your civilian job and you had got injured, you would already have filed a VA, a workers' comp claim, am I right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why veterans are reluctant to do that. But if you want information on who to call, I have a whole list of reps that can help you. It's worth a phone call. I say give them a call and just visit with them about your situation, where you served and when, and the conditions that you're dealing with. Let's see if they're connected. You earned that too. The other thing I want to say is, if you're a surviving spouse, and I know this may not be the right crew, but you will know other veterans and surviving spouses who need information and help. So if those are things, if you're in any of those categories, you or a friend or a neighbor or someone who's senior who couldn't be here and they need that help, I hope you'll just take my card and call me. And the best thing I'll tell you is, if you give that card to somebody, they're not going to call me. You give me their phone number and I will call them, okay? And no one ever has hung up on me yet. So sometimes that's the best approach. If a veteran needs some help and they're reluctant to call me, that's okay. You give me their number and I'll reach out to them. Let's get veterans served. Let's get veterans the health care that they earned. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who served. Families served too. Families served too, and welcome home. So the other thing I want to say, you just made me think of this. Kansas, you probably already know this, I'm sure you do, is going to have a Gold Star Memorial on the State House grounds. It was passed this last session. And I know you're probably one of the folks that advocated for that. That's going to be a tremendous memorial. It's going to be a tremendous honor to our Kansas veterans and the Gold Star families that have supported them and that are left behind. That's going to be something I can't wait to see. So I know I'll see you over there sometime. Thank you all for serving. Do you have any questions of me while I'm here? Because I have information probably on any topic that VA covers that you might want tonight. And while you got me here, ask me. If not now, I won't be sitting over here or sitting back there. Pigeonhole me and let's get you the information you deserve, okay, that you need. Thank you all.
Maybe, there it goes. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'll hold it up here. Those of you that know me, I'm Reverend Jack Leroy.
Turn it down.
Ah.
He did.
I
Oh.
turned it down.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm not bad, it's picking on me tonight. Anyway, I'd like to welcome you all to Point Man International Ministries. We are an organization, a Christian organization, founded by veterans, for veterans. One of the things that we do different here is our PTSD program incorporates older children. We can't have young kids around, you know that. First responders, the policemen, the firemen, doctors, nurses. They see things that you can't even imagine. I'm grateful for our 3 guest speakers this evening, because we have the VA representative, Wreaths across America, Gold Star Mothers. We also have different organizations here, VFW, 48 American Legion, DAV, all of that. But the one thing we all need to know, we're all together. You are never alone. We're here for each other. And that's what it's all about. We have a study program that we're doing, and we read it from Walking Point magazine. Now, some children forget to bring their books. The dog ate them. I got pictures of that. Anyway, it's a Christian program that we have, because without our Lord and Savior, we have nothing. If you need support, He's there. If you need someone to talk to, He's there. If you need help, believe it or not, He's there.
Amen.
So don't ever underestimate the power of God. And one of the things we strive for in Point Man is we make sure to get the word out. We go out in the communities. David alluded to it earlier this evening. Monday, Tony Monaco, John Kopp, he's with the Catholic Veterans Association, Catholic War Veterans, excuse me, Association. David represented us in Point Man, and I represented the 40 and 8. And we went to the Moberly Correctional Facility. Moberly has a wing that is strictly for veterans. Gee, and guess what? They don't have racism and all that other crap that goes on in prisons, because they're all military veterans. Yeah, they've had problems with PTSD, whether it be drugs or whether it be alcohol, anger management control. Some of them have done very violent crimes, but it's not them. It's the problems they have and what they're suffering from for laying their life down for this country. So we can do no less. We go out to the prisons and we speak with the inmates. We have some of the programs we have. David and I talked this over to let you know what we do here in Leavenworth. We have an equine program when we can afford it, because we live on donations. But an equine program with Monty Roberts, the world-renowned horse whisperer himself in California, so long. We send them out there when we got the finances. We send them out there. They're there for 5 days, day there, day back, 3 days at his ranch. And you go through the equine program. Monty Roberts started this in the 50s, 1950s, out of his own pocket. Monty Roberts not only is a world-renowned horse whisperer, he has books, DVDs out there. You have a lot of, and please, those who are listening, don't take it wrong. Johnny-come-lately people that got one of his DVDs oh, I'm qualified to do this. It takes 3 years of training by Monty Roberts personally to teach someone. He has 90 people trained in the world right now. But this is one of the programs we try to have available. We have Smiling Vets. We're in Kansas, Texas, and where else did Tony say? I thought it was California, but it's not.
I'm drawing a blank on it.
Okay, it's me too. But there are a lot of homeless veterans out there, or even those who aren't homeless and just barely making it. We have a program called Smiling Vets. We have dentists that volunteer their services. If we can get them in there, we get them in there. When we first kicked this off, by the way, I'm a member of Patriot Outreach also, so I've been with them for 15 years. We're a 501c3 international charity also, and we're for the veterans too. But we're there for the first responders. We're there for the combat contractors, people that normally don't receive the help because they're not military. So we provide it. Down in Florida, they've got a dolphin program, just like a horse program. You get in the water with the dolphins. We've got a canine program. Patriot Outreach does, and we try to associate and get our people into that if they have space available. So we can give them more than just one way to receive some help. Here locally, we support Chaplain Sam with his program that he has out at the VA. We pay for the pizzas and all of that. Like I said, we just went to Moberly Correctional Facility. We helped a family in dire straits. Their special needs daughter died suddenly. He's retired, good old E6. You know, when we talked to the funeral director, he knew the family very well, and he says, they're really in financial straits. I talked to our national commander, our national president for Point Man, Marcus King, and Marcus, the national, through the national headquarters, sent $500 for the funeral, and we sent $500 for the funeral. So these are things that we do within our communities. We work with, this church has been so good to us, letting us use their facilities. And Chaplain Sam's the gentleman who really started this, Chaplain Sam and Tim. And Tim's back, thank you. But we're growing, we're expanding. We help with movie nights. We try to help Louise. When she grabs me by the ear and said, I need this, we try to get some things she needs for the kids at Sunday school and everything. Huh? Oh, I'm getting to that. We've also donated, excuse me, 2 wheelchairs to the VA and a wheelchair here to the church. And we're getting ready to give the VA another one. They need them, believe it or not. We do Bibles. We work with Gideons, a very great organization also. Gideons, if I need Bibles for the troops, I tell Sam, Sam tells the Gideons, they contact me, bring me a case of the nice little Bibles, and then we hand them out to the veterans and everyone that needs them. Anyone suffering from PTSD, it's not just veterans. We have, like I said, we've got police officers, we have nurses, we have firemen. They see things, you puke your guts out. Even getting near, let alone, they have to handle it and deal with it. Just like we do in combat. The smells, everything, the blood's there. So we provide the program for them also. We have sent packets to the Leavenworth Police Department, we sent them to the Leavenworth Sheriff's Department, sent them to the Fire Department, telling them that we are available. I sent one to Kansas City. because their fire chief was on the news, I guess about a year ago, and said that he didn't have anything for the firemen, any kind of thing to help them with their stress or PTS problems. I was immediately on the phone, and these are my words, sorry I didn't cuss. I said, hey Jack, you know, you remember I told you about our program here and Point Man in Missouri, in almost every state. If they need help, all you gotta do is reach out. I said, so I didn't appreciate you lying. As I said earlier, I'm a preacher and I just put it out there. You don't like it,